Hello, everyone. Please keep supporting Gene Valentino's Truth Podcast. We need our voice to get out there far and wide and help save our country.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets, as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, MyPillow mattresses and MyPillow mattress toppers as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets. Regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, regular $49.98, on sale for $17.98. Wait on it, mega sale, only $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's gonna ship absolutely free.
Hi, friends, Gene Valentino, and welcome to another episode of Gene Valentino's Grassroots Truth Cast. Hey, you recognize this guy on my side here? His name is Mike Lindell, but you already knew that. Mike Lindell of MyPillow, folks. Now, Mike's been a real producer of an American-made product, MyPillow, and the assortment of other products that go with his suite of offering. But he's also been a patriot. He's also been a contributor to Donald Trump's cause. He was very instrumental in helping him get reelected in November of 2024. And Michael, I welcome you back to the show. Let's pick it up anywhere you want to start. Folks, Mike's got some real good news we're going to be talking about today in terms of pricing, knockdown bottom pricing coming through on some of the MyPillow product line. You can get it through our promo code GeneV through MyPillow.com. More on that in a second. Mike, what's been happening in your life since November 2024?
Right.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me back on. This might surprise everybody, but they have turned up the attacks on me like never before. If we go back in time, there's been 4 initiated attacks. One was when I went all in 2016 to back our great president, Donald Trump. I had never voted before. I was an ex-crack cocaine addict. I didn't know anything about politics, but God set me free of that in 2009. Well, I met Donald Trump in a divine appointment in August of 2016. I go, wow, he invited me out to talk to him. We talked about my made in the USA, MyPillow, and all my employees. And I talked about my addiction network that I'm going to have with helping addicts get freed and find a way to the Lord. And he says, I'm going to stop the drugs pouring in. And well, I got back to Minnesota back then, everybody, and I did a press release. And remember, I was the media's darling. I could walk across the street. I would have ABC, NBC, Wall Street Journal, 1 minute going, hey, how many employees are you hiring today? Wow, you're hiring veterans and people giving them second chances out of addiction, hiring people right out of Salvation Army, all these places. Well, that all changed in August of 2016 when I did a press release that I had a meeting with this great man, Donald Trump, and didn't even tell him what the meeting was about. And the attack started. The ones they said that one of the false things put out, Mike Lindell, the biggest drug dealer in Minneapolis. And I never dealt a drug in my life. My drug dealers stuck up for me. They said, he never dealt any drugs. He said he tried to free Minneapolis of doing drugs by doing them all. And anyway, that was my first taste of the attacks by the media. And the next was 6 months later, after Donald Trump won in 2016, the Better Business Bureau, the horrific Better Business Bureau, took MyPillow from an A+ to an F because of political reasons there. And it's still an F, by the way, everybody. That's just fantastic. And so I was attacked then. Then we fast forward up to where I put in $10 million to get a supplement for the China virus. And when I did that, I was attacked by the media, big pharma and everything, to the point where all of it was outdated. It was a supplement, and I lost all that. Then, of course, everybody knows in January of 21, when I went all in for the election crime, everything that had happened, and I had all the evidence, and that tax with MyPillow was canceled, attacked, sued, debanked, you name it, it happened to MyPillow and Mike Lindell in the last 4 years. Now, you would think then, when Donald Trump won, that this all would stop. But you guys, I'm here to tell you it doesn't. It's what they've turned it up. If you go to Google my name, you'll see Mike Lindell. He's being held in contempt of court by Smartmatic, a voting machine. This just came, Gene. This just came yesterday. Everybody, this is a petition by the Attorney General who does evil things. His name is Keith Ellison of Minnesota. He's our Attorney General, a horrific office of what they do. And so he's coming after, get this, everybody, my foundation, the Lindell Foundation, the Lindell Recovery Network, and my Lindell Outreach. And they're going back to the years 2018, 19, going back in time. The foundation hasn't been used since 2020. They go back in time there, and here's the thing. I think the reason we turned in all the stuff, Gene, I think here's the reason that this motion to compel is there's got to be more. They want more. And I'm going, we've given you everything. They can't believe that somebody would set up a charity and put in 100% of the money. I didn't ask anybody for any money. I put it all in.
What are they going after, Mike?
It's my LindellRecoveryNetwork.org, everybody. This is a platform, free. It's online. The LindellRecoveryNetwork.org. It helps people out of addictions and help them find Jesus Christ. Now, let me tell you, they're going after me for either one of two reasons. Either it's a Christ-based platform, or everybody, just like the attacks have not let up, they don't want me to secure our elections and go to paper ballots and count it. On the night of the election, everybody, I was in Mar-a-Lago and we went up to the convention center, and it was 2:30 in the morning. If everybody remembers, I spent the last 4 years when Fox News got sued in February of 21, on February 4th of 2021 by Smartmatic, it started lawfare in our country, which hadn't been done since 1792. When that started, we lost all conservative media. No Fox News, no Newsmax, no Salem Media. None of them are ever going to talk about the 2020 election or the election crime again. It's over. They still don't to this day. So for 4 years, I had to put up with attacks by left-wing journalists every single day. I would take their calls from morning to night just to get the word out, So, Gene, on the night of the election, it was 2:30 in the morning. Our great real president just won, and we head up there, and here I come walking in, and I became friends with a lot of these journalists on the left, kind of weird friendship, right?
Yeah.
So I come in, and they're lined up like cordwood. There's CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, ABC, this little snot from ABC, NBC, and they're all lined up. And they surround me. They go, Mike, now that your friend Donald Trump just won, I suppose his election wasn't stolen, right? I mean, said it sarcastically, the little ABC gal. And she goes, I said, do you think there was crime involved in that one? I go, you guys know me. I said, what have I been saying for 4 years? I said, I want to melt these machines down, turn them into prison bars, and go to paper ballots and count it. I said, I don't trust any election ever done with computers. I don't care who wins or loses, knowing what I know and everything we have on it. And I said 132 countries have banned these voting machines, and over 100 countries have banned early and mail-in voting. We have the worst elections in the world. I'm telling these to these 8 reporters, right? And I go, then I said, but you know what, you guys? I said, if you think I'm quitting speaking out, I'm not. I know you're going to continue to attack me, which they have, but I said, I want to thank you. I want to thank each and every one of you horrible reporters for attacking me every day, because by you attacking me, I was able to get the word out to the public by being attacked every day for 4 years, and you helped get Donald Trump elected. And they
Well,
all
that's
went like
true.
this. No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Well, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. It just became such a tsunami of obvious intention. And
Yep.
the moderates and the conservatives and the undecided people finally jumped over the fence and said, enough's enough. And
Well, yeah.
what we saw, thanks to your help, was a tsunami of support. Over 70% of the general public getting behind Donald Trump in that election. I do support your initial thought about these machines, and I'm
Yeah.
not using any names with these machines,
Right. Right.
but
Right.
I am saying that a paper ballot with a process that preceded the execution of that paper ballot, meaning a verified citizen getting the ballot in the
Yeah.
first place, is the process that we need to have in place. And I suggest, with a strong Republican Congress and a president, help me support a constitutional amendment that defines what a citizen is and goes back to what you just said about a paper ballot, because I can't trust this electronic
Well,
methodology and this
that's
talent.
exactly right. That's
Let's get back to basics. And I think, and folks, you got to understand something. Mike Lindell came to be my friend, but it didn't happen overnight. I was looking at him and watching where he was going to. I'm a man in recovery of 23 years. I've been sober, and I respect the passion of Mike Lindell. Okay, might be a little bit suspicious. You might be a little bit suspicious of his approach and methodology.
right.
It doesn't mean he's wrong. It just
Right.
means you're.
Right.
It just means you're a little suspicious of his approach. Well, I strongly support the Mike Lindell approach because it's characteristic of a new wave of patriotism at the general level this nation needs, not only to protect this nation and the future of it, but to allow his going concern and the free enterprise of business in this nation to grow and prosper. Michael, your energy then transcends into my pillow's environment. How are the employees doing? How's the staff?
Well,
How's the
they
growth?
would.
How's the growth of the company?
Well, it's not good. We've been attacked. They've turned up since November. And remember, Mike Lindell not only got sued for billions of dollars, but MyPillow did. And
Yeah,
they have, because their CEO speaks out and wants paper ballots. By the way, everybody, we have a whole plan laid out. It's at lindellplan.com. Everything's there you'd ever want to find out in your own county, what we're doing from the bottom up, what the president's doing from the top down. I met with him just 2 weeks ago. He wants paper ballots hand count. We have the best system. It's not going in reverse, because this paper is better than money. It's more secure than money. And remember, you have cameras. Like everybody watched the Taiwan election. You have cameras nowadays. So if you need an audit, what do? You just rewrite the tape. And we've had it. We have two systems that we developed. I met with France, Germany, the UK, the Netherlands, all these places that have paper ballot systems and no machine. We took all that info and devised the best ones in the history. We already have them here. We just got to get these implemented, and we will. But back to MyPillow, they haven't let up. It's been the worst attacks that we've had. We're still, like I say, they all got sued. I have all walks of life that work for MyPillow. It's not just a bunch of Republicans or whatever everyone thinking out there. They don't have, a lot of them don't even have my views. Some of my own family members don't have my views.
so,
These guys are
sounds like a
just
normal.
and MyPillow is employee owned, and they got sued because their CEO is out there sounding an alarm. We need to change to a paper ballots hand counted, or at least look at this. Everybody should look at this. We should all be able to look at it. And it's disgusting what's happening. That's what lawfare is. And now for the attorney general to attack my C3s, which I have employees there too. So the only thing we do, and here's another thing, Gene, with MyPillow, when all them box stores
Yeah.
left us, it's disgusting. We got in now, this just happened. So we got in all of our spring sheets, our Percale and our famous Giza Dream sheets. We get them all in, expecting We had to order these back in November after the president won. I thought, well, for sure now the box stores aren't going to be, canceled. Why would you cancel the American dream, made in America, all these things with these employees? And well, sure enough, ones that we thought were going to take us back, they did. So we have all these sheets. So what do? We just pass the savings on to the people that have supported us, and we got the queen size per kill sheets, $29.98. You guys, the queen size. If anybody knows anything about sheets, they're normally $89.98. We don't have a middleman. These are wholesale prices we're passing
Yeah,
on.
that's a super price. Wow.
King size, $34.98. And by the way, do you know what our great president's favorite product is of MyPillow?
What's that?
It's the Giza Dream Sheets. He
Oh,
always he always says to me, he says, Mike, Mike, those sheets, those cheap sheets, they're better than the other ones. And I said, sure, they're not cheap. It's just a good price.
that, that's funny. Well, we got something in common with the president. At least we
Yeah,
know it's a good product. Folks,
yeah,
this is a double whammy today. We want you to step up and step out. Get on www.mypillow.com. You're buying an American-made, totally American-made product, a quality product, which is what President Trump is proposing. We need to buy goods and services 100% here in the United States. He's imposing the tariffs to make sure that it moves in that direction. It is. The success is right around the corner. The stock market, interest rates have already turned. Inflation's coming down, employment's going up, and Michael's selling more of these. And we need
right.
to
And
help
I
him.
want to and Gina, I want to say there, you guys, when you go to mypillow.com, scroll down till you see a picture of me. It'll say radio podcast special. Click on that. That's the only place you're going to find these $29.98 queen sheets and stuff. And use promo code GeneV to get those for that price. You guys, your audience has been great support, Gene, and I thank them. Or you guys can call 800-589-4706. My employees are right downstairs here. They would love to talk to you. It gives them comforting that they know that
Oh,
you guys
that's
are
good.
all supporting us. So it's a win-win-win. It really is. And so that's 800-589-4706. Promo code, what's the best promo code? Gene V.
What a concept. I like that concept.
Yeah, that's right.
Michael, folks, this is a double whammy today. We want you to get on the site, mypillow.com, and do as Mike just said and put your order in. And I jokingly say, Mike Lindell's in a lot of products. Right back here, I got the pillow, I've got the bolster, I've got you didn't mention it, Mike, but I got I don't know how you promote this on a podcast, but there's my slippers.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
pillow.
they're my slippers, everybody. And they're on sale too with using that promo code Gene V.
So that site as last I looked at, has hundreds of different things that
Yeah,
you
we've
could.
got over 200. People forget we have over 200 products, thousands of SKUs, but over 200 products. And every product, just grab up any product, like my towels, okay? I'll pull it over here. So, like my towels, the 6-piece towel says, I didn't just go out and say, hey, somebody make me towels. I'm an inventor and an entrepreneur. What I did is I go, wow, there's a problem. And I'll explain. And I go, back when I was growing up, towels worked. They dried you. And then all of a sudden I'm going, now you seem to buy towels and they're like, they feel lotiony, they feel soft, but you get them home and they don't work. So in the commercial I did for this, I had these developed. I said, what went wrong? I had to do my research. What changed in our towels? Well, you guys, I found out in 2006, it's called GATT. It was our government made deals with other countries like Pakistan, India, and all these countries in China where they could import towels with no tariffs or nothing. So, or no, they just import them with nothing on them. So what happened was our towel industry then became polluted and everybody was competing for those shelves. So they started adding stuff to our towels, fabric softeners, lotions. So when you're in the store, you feel it, you go, oh, that feels soft. You get them home and it doesn't work. So I went and I said, what's the best cotton to use for towels? I did all my research, had this company make the towels, and you have towels now that work. On the first commercial I did, I had two towels there. One that was just bought in the store. I said, you could line a swimming pool with it. You poured it on there, and the water just held. It didn't even absorb. And I said, get rid of it. But anyway, so every product we have, like even with our sheets, I had to find out where the best cotton was in the world. Why was long staple cotton better than this kind of cotton, and so on. And
Yeah. Well,
so
I got to tell
there's a
you,
lot of research that goes into the products.
we talk about USDA testing. You got the testing from my grandson, Liam. My grandson, Liam, gets this rubbing up against his grandpa. I like this. So my, we switched out the pillows.
Absolutely.
He's got a Mike Lindell, my pillow. My grandpa, can I have another one of those pillows, Gramp?
Right
Okay,
on.
no problem. You got it. Well, and that's a true story. No exaggeration, no fluff. That really happened. That was my grandson about 2 months ago. Just a
Right on.
wonderful story. Folks, we're with Mike Lindell, MyPillow. We normally have him sponsoring many of the advertising with us on many of the podcasts we do. This one is specific and particular. Mike has gone out of the way to help Donald Trump protect this nation. And Mike, if we lost this election, Mike, I fear what might have happened would have been the end. This 11th hour win for Donald Trump with your help, I submit, save this nation. And I think, and first of all, thank you for remaining loyal and patriotic to the cause. Folks, the least we can do is step up, step out, get on mypillow.com, find something for the spring, summer, and fall needs, and put your order in. Yes, please use the promo code GeneV. Again, you have the 1-800 number, 1-800-589-4706. The team at Mike Lindell's MyPillow operational is at the ready to help you with your next order. Mike, how have things evolved with you and Donald Trump? You came back to MyPillow because of all the hits you were taking to get business back on track. Good for
Right.
you. And we're here to support you any way we can. But now that we've gotten through that election, what's the future? How about a strong Congress that puts a constitutional amendment in place that penalizes the attorney general, for example, who's going at you when people use their office for personal gain
Right.
or to seek a retaliatory strike in a political sense through the weight and force of their office, to me, is treasonous.
Right. It really
They
is.
should not be immune from prosecution themselves. There should be civil and criminal penalties against the likes of the guy going after you now and all of those who went after the J6ers, not to
Mhm.
mention all of those that went after Donald Trump. To
Right.
me, is an abuse of office that we have 27 amendments to the Constitution, Mike. Each talks about rights, entitlements, privileges. Not one of them penalizes an elected official or his agents for wrongdoing. What
Right.
say you?
Well, I just met with the president. It was about 2, 3 weeks ago. By the way, everybody, he did one of the most amazing shout outs. It meant the world to me. If you ever want to check that out, everybody, you can go to any one of the social media platforms and check me out, like at X, but at Real Mike Lindell. I
Right.
pinned it there. But we met for the White House. It was, like I say, 2, 3 weeks ago. I can tell you straight out that he's going to be doing all of what you just said. He's got so much that he's getting done. It's like, where do you prioritize everything, right? And one of the things where I'm so focused on, I said, and you guys can check it out at lindellplan.com, is securing our elections. Everyone says to me, well, Mike, why aren't you doing something that, in the administration and stuff? Well, right now, I got to finish what I started. We have to secure our election platform. I told our president we can't let these next 4 years be in vain. They can't be in vain, everybody. We're living in the greatest time in history to be alive. So that fight goes on, and to answer you, I'll give you an example, Gene, of where the president's at. We last summer, him and I were sitting together down his office, and he says to me, he says, Mike, and I was explaining to him, I said, you know, all these things going on that are so bad, sir, are actually helping. God uses all things for good. And I kept saying, here's this bucket of common sense. I was talking to him. I said, as they keep attacking you and the bad things people see going on in this country, the fentanyl pouring in and all this craziness, well, that doesn't make sense, transvestite, you name it, all this nonsense. And I said, people are pouring into this bucket of common sense. Into your bucket, I said, this election will be too big to rig. Well, anyway, and I said, we're going to look back, and it's almost all these people that are switching. And I said, it's because of the bad things, even more so than the good things that they seen in December of 2019. And anyway, he says, but Mike, he said, we get back in, and it's so bad. I don't know if we get it fixed in 4 years. And I looked at him and I said, sir, I said, with God, all things are possible. And with God working through you, you'll get it done faster and stronger, better than anyone. And boy, was I right. You see what he's done. It's unreal. And you can just see the miracle we're in right now, everybody. And I think people can almost bring anything up to me, like you just did. Is he going to address this or fix this? And believe me, everybody, he's not forgetting about anything from when you go in the past. He's not just moving forward and making things great for the future, but we have to fix the past and address these people, address the evil that's went on so it doesn't happen again.
Oh, that's true.
And he will be doing that. He will be doing that.
Yeah, perfect case in point right now. We're watching 14 things going in parallel. It's not that one's coming before the other. It's that they're all going in parallel with each other. That's amazing. And one thing that has to go in parallel to your loyalty and dedication to the nation is the nation stepping up for a guy named Mike Lindell and MyPillow. I'm reaching out and asking the nation to put MyPillow on your favorites list on your browser, and make sure you keep it handy. Put it into your calendar reminder maybe a few times a year, and jump back into the MyPillow website and surf around for the special du jour and see what's hot this week. And Michael has just brought up one. What was it again, Mike? That's the feature right now?
Yeah, the best thing ever right now, the lowest price history, is the sheets. Right there, Caitlin. Right there, grab that. The Giza Dream sheets and the Percale sheets, all the spring sheets came in, and we're putting the Percale, the queen size, everybody, for $29.98. The regular $89.98. It's the lowest price in history. These would have been wholesale prices if the box stores didn't cancel us. And you got the Giza Dream sheets, 50% off. So you have the biggest savings, the king size Percale, $34.98. Anybody that buys sheets, this is unheard of. This is less than what the box stores would pay. Then they double the price to you. But we don't have anybody in between. And we have all the products that we ordered back in November just came in this week, so that we're ready to, you know what? It's a win-win-win. It saves us, it saves MyPillow, but it gives you the best sleep of your life. And we cut out the box store so you get the best price too ever,
So what's the plan, Mike? I mean, are you going to be, I know you're constantly working MyPillow, but you've been such an advocate to protect the election integrity process. And we can't rest on our laurels from the last election. I think you mentioned that. But so what's the action plan to further improve the integrity of the next election and the midterms?
Right. Here's what it is, everybody. I do have, which I don't mention enough, I have LindellTV.com. LindellTV.com. Rudy Giuliani, I have 3 reporters at the White House. That's one thing the president did for us. We have reporters inside the White House at Lindell TV, so our voice is expanding. We're publicly traded, by the way, too, LindellTV.com. getting that voice out there. So for everything I'm doing at lindellplan.com, which
Oh,
I run, like I have 300,000 people in all 50 states. They're still working tirelessly every day on this election to get us to paper ballots. And then working with the president from the top down, stuff I can't tell you right now that we have talked about. So you have, and then also politicians that I met. Remember, I met with almost all the attorney generals, the secretary of state. I met over 4 years, and I know which ones are bad
wow.
that wouldn't let us get through. A lot of them now all of a sudden have turned, okay, I guess we'll look at this, Mike. So this is where we're at, everybody. We're not letting up. We have to get to secure elections by the summer of 2026. And why the summer? Well, because that's when the uniparty Republicans, a lot of you call them rhinos, I call them uniparty. These were the blockers I had. That's where they steal their election. When you go, how did this Republican get in? He acts like a Democrat. Well, that they do it in the primaries, okay? This is the stuff I've all learned. If you want to learn in your own backyard what's going on, go to lindellplan.com. Everything's there. I run the Election Crime Bureau. I run the Cause of America. All these platforms that were set up over 4 years. We're the hub of all the election stuff going on in this country. Everything goes through those, all of us over here. So we're not letting up, and that's why they continue to attack me. Gene, if I said, you know what, everybody, I'm just gonna go fishing, go hunting, go relax. You know what? Donald Trump's in office. I guarantee you the attacks would subside and they go, finally, Mike Lindell, shut up about the elections. It would all go away. But they say to me, Mike, we know you've lost everything, all your money's gone, blah blah blah. Wouldn't you, the reporters say, don't you feel bad, for yourself and whatever, and they've attacked MyPillow and your employee-owned company. Don't you feel bad for them? Would you do it again? Wouldn't you like to turn back time? I say, not only would I do it again, I would do it exactly the way I did it, because it turns out God uses all things for good. And even I wouldn't change a thing. It's where we're at right now, because I know we're going to get to the finish line and we are going to have the best secure elections the world has ever seen. And I will not stop till that happens, so they can keep attacking me every day. And
No, don't stop, Mike. And in fact, there's a favorite saying my dad always used to tell me: failure to defend the rights of other people may someday result in your rights not being defended. So the smart patriot doesn't sit back and let a Mike Lindell or a Donald Trump do all the heavy lifting. A smart patriot calls them up and says, hey, where do I fit in? Put me on board. Let's get to work. Let's save this constitutional republic, which, by the way, still remains the oldest living, continually running governance in the world. Almost
right.
250 years, Mike. And I want to make it to 250 years and have one hell of a celebration.
That's
And
right.
and I'll be trotting around in my pillow slippers when I'm doing that.
That's right. That's right.
Folks, as you can tell, we're with a patriot and someone I'm certain you recognize, Michael Lindell, founder and owner of MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com. He has amazingly worked so hard to help protect the election integrity issues and many of the other political issues. What is that website they can go to?
Yeah, go to lindellplan.com. I made it very easy, everybody. The Election Crime Bureau's there, the Cause of America. Another thing, I will tell you one more website. This is my social media site that I built, vocal.com, VOCL.com. Go to either app store. We're on the app stores. Put Mike Lindell apps. There, it's like a Facebook on steroids. We got over 1 million people over there. That also has an election app on it. I'm part of the app. So if you want to get involved, at least get educated on everything that's going on right now, so you can tell your friends and family, hey, we haven't stopped. Just because Donald Trump said we have to secure our elections and make this a permanent fix rather than just 4 years of a great
Oh,
time and then
absolutely.
it collapses. So everybody, if you want to get involved, vocal.com, lindellplan.com. There you
Yeah.
can get involved. If you want to support MyPillow, go to mypillow.com, promo code GeneV. Remember, we have over 200 products. Here's my coffee. I developed the best coffee in the
Oh,
history of the
I
world.
forgot. It's right behind me.
Yeah,
It's-
this is the best coffee you will ever drink in history. By the way, I don't think people remember, because it kind of gets lost. So we have 10-year warranty, 60-day money back guarantee on products. All these jobs in the USA you're supporting, but you're getting the best products ever. I don't make a product just to sell for money. I make it to help people and to be the best product it can be ever.
Mike, I got to tell you, there's my espresso machine right off my shoulder there behind me on the far wall. That I've got my coffee over there as well. It's like Donald Trump said, I'm winning, winning, winning. I can't
Winning,
stop take it anymore. I'm winning too much. Folks, keep winning with Mike Lindell. Get on the website, buy every damn thing you can get your hands on. Hey, Mike, I never asked you this. It's an employee-owned company, but if I want to invest in what's going on here, do you have any outlet I can invest in?
If you really wanted to invest, everybody, right now, Lindell TV is public, and we went public last summer in a reverse merger. You could really get involved there. That's why I did the reverse merger. So
Good.
the call letters are FSBN. It used to be Frank Speech Broadcast Network. It's changed into Mike Lindell or Mike Lindell Media Group. But you can check that out. Go to lindelltv.com and you can see right there how you can get involved. Like I say, we're publicly traded. Get a piece of lindelltv.com and help grow our voice. Get the word out, expand our voice. You guys, what we have now that we didn't have 4 years ago, I told this to our great president, we've got a voice bigger than ever. People don't just get all their news from CNN and Fox anymore. All these
Right.
podcasts, media platforms, Getter, Gab, True Social, Vocal, Lindell TV, Telegram, even Elon getting X, Suckerbuck's Facebook. He's trying to change his evil ways a little bit, not too much. But anyway, so this is what you can really get involved. Lindell TV, you guys check it out and go down there. And if you want to get involved, get a piece of the ownership. That people ask me that. I'm glad you brought that up because they can really get involved and watch as we expand. You're helping yourself and
Yeah.
helping us and helping the country.
Well, being part of the narrow media of ABC, NBC, CBS is from
Right.
another generation, days gone by with
Right.
streaming and all these platforms.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned Lindell TV is now an option.
Yeah.
A conservative message is out there, and I'd be happy to participate with that if you need me. But the fact
Absolutely. We'll get you on over there. Yeah.
it's wonderful. America is in the midst of transition,
Yep.
and so one of the folks, you're not. It's not contrary to your way or your manner to simply grab mypillow.com and put it in as a favorite, and then go over to your calendar and 3, 4 times a year, remind yourself to go surf mypillow.com, see what you can find over there. Michael's been talking about a special he's just announced with us for
Yep.
airing, but every month, every week, he's got a different deal flying. And it's time that we in America protect those who protected us.
And
And
promo
Michael
code
Lindell,
Gene V. Promo code Gene V. Let's not forget that.
thank you, Michael. Michael, closing comments. Give us a closing thought
You
or
know,
two.
here's closing comments, everybody. I want you to know we're not stopping, and I also want you to know I run into people all the time, the people that know what I know, and they're still out there. Mike, this isn't happening. It never happened. We're not to paper yet. Or I prayed about everything, and my prayers aren't answered. Especially before the election, people kept saying, "I prayed for this, and this hasn't happened," or "I prayed for that." What I tell people is this: those are reactionary prayers, and it might not be God's will or God's timing. Now, I've had to learn patience because you look up patience and you're not going to see a picture of me, right? Well, the last 4 years, I've had to learn patience. Well, where is God's will? If it's not God's will, maybe, or God's timing, where is his will? His will is in the word. So if you stay in the word like I do every day, stay in the word, read the Bible, read the message. Now you guys can be proactive in prayer, and you can have a peace about you that, hey, these things are all working. God uses all things for good for those who believe. You get proactive in prayer, and it lines up beautifully, and you can withstand, like I can, all these attacks every day or things that I pray for that don't happen fast enough. It gives everybody, it gives you a peace. And just know we're in the best time in history to be alive and just be a part of it. And I just encourage everybody to, for one thing, don't sit back now and say, okay, our great leader is in place, the greatest president ever, and just put it all there. Get involved and because you know what? We can't let this all be for in vain. I told him that. I promised him. I made a promise to him that we will secure our elections, and that's a big. I just
That's a
want
big
everybody
promise.
to know I'm never stopping, and I don't think everyone out there, you guys really need to get involved and don't give up on it because a prayer didn't get answered. Be proactive in prayer, just like God intended.
Well, the Lord never gave you anything he knew you could not handle. And
Right.
look at how much he gave Donald Trump to handle, and he shouldered quite a few other burdens as well.
Yeah.
He's given you something, Michael, and it's made you a better person, a stronger person, a more compelling and convicted person in the sense that you have clarity of thought now to move forward on
Right.
the mission with
Yeah.
and through Donald Trump, and I want to be part of it. Damn it. I'm so proud of these. I'm so proud of these podcasts, but I'm proud of what you've done. You don't measure a person when it's sunny and bright outside and everything's cozy and you're having your fruit drink on the beach. No, you measure the person when his best friends just screwed him, when the people around him he thought were honorable allies turn their backs on him, and when the people around you found it comfortable to speak ill will of you behind your back. You measure the strength of the person being accused at that time. Mike Lindell has stood up to a lot of that adversarial activity, and he's still here, folks. He's still at the surface. He's not only pushing the word of God, he's pushing an American made product that we need to support. And there's a whole suite of products at mypillow.com. Michael Lindell, thank you for joining
James.
us on the Grassroots Truthcast today. I'm honored to have you on board. And not goodbye, sir, just see you later. How's
See you
that?
later. God bless you. Thank you, James.
And
Thank you
thank
all.
all of and thank all of you too for joining us here today on Gene Valentino's Grassroots Truthcast. Get on board and help Mike Lindell out. Go to mypillow.com, promo code GeneV. Thanks again, everybody. Take care.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, MyPillow mattresses and MyPillow mattress toppers as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets. Regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, regular $49.98, on sale for $17.98. Wait on it, mega sale, only $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's going to ship absolutely free.